having me and accepting and giving us your time for this short podcast interview to essentially get to know you more and ParcelDealz, and also the challenges that you face in launching a new product, like such a cool product like ParcelDealz, and also your experience until now together. But before everything, tell us about yourself.
Cool. Well, thanks, Mehdi, for having me as well. Well, my name is Luc. I'm working at ParcelDealz now for 6 months. The cool thing is about ParcelDealz, I'm actually responsible for launching it into the Dutch market, since it's already active in Germany and quite big in Germany, but it's a completely new technology within the Dutch market. I have a background myself for a long time at the affiliate industry, both as a publisher, as a consultant, as well as worked for agencies. And I had some sales detours in different industries, but at the end, it pulled me back into the online/offline marketing again. So I'm very happy to be here.
What is your personal story? What is, tell us about yourself, in general, why? Why do you do this, and what is your purpose?
Well, yeah, about myself, I'm, like I said, a positive thinking person, always looking for new opportunities. And I really want to combine that in my passion for marketing. And since the ParcelDealz proposition, the solution they are building or that they're having is something completely new in the Dutch market. It's quite an entrepreneurial role, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot of testing. It is about creating a base for publishers as well as for advertisers, but it's like the chicken or the hen story, Without publishers, I don't have anything to sell. So we have to focus on both ways. But so far it gets accepted and really well within the Dutch market. And I think the cool part about it, I used to be in online marketing, affiliate marketing for quite a while. But the nice thing is that this channel, so to say, combines both of it. So it works like an online targeting tool, but it gets physically delivered to people's homes. So if you're talking about, for example, opening rates of email campaigns, well, our parcels are having 100% opening rates, and that's something that's really triggered me, especially because the targeting options that you normally, for example, have on Google, you can narrow it down to area, gender, age, interest, etc. Everything is possible with ParcelDealz as well, with the whole medium, which makes it a very competitive channel to the normal, so to say, exposure that you can get as an advertiser. And that's
cool. So you actually referred to ParcelDealz, right?
Yes.
Tell us, for the people that do not know and they are not even in this industry, what is it?
Sure, will do. Well, we all do online shopping, right? If you like it or not, things are going to be ordered online and delivered as well, physically at home. And this is where ParcelDealz actually steps in. So what we are doing is we are connecting with brands, big online shops that are delivering packages. And the cool thing is, if something gets delivered, we know about postal codes, gender, also what they bought before. So this gives us the opportunity, through an API connection with their warehouse system, to target exactly people within certain area, age groups, etc. And the big difference, another nice aspect about it is that you're in a happy streak. So you're finally the packaging arrives. The old Zalando commercials where they scream, my package is here. It's a nice happy moment, unboxing moment. And this is where exactly we are coming in. Because at that moment, people are in kind of a buying streak. They're happy with their new, recently purchased product. And then they get very relevant advertisements fitting their needs. That's essentially the goal. And if you're talking about marketing, you have touch points, inspiration, branding, then go up to conversion. But if you're talking about touch points, it is a physical touch point because you actually get it into your hands, which makes it very present in a happy unboxing moment. And also, it can be thrown away, obviously, but impression-wise, it can also stay on the kitchen table or be stuck on the fridge because, it's a relevant advertisement for the consumer that opened it.
That's so if I understood it correctly, so ParcelDealz gives people new discounts for next purchases in other companies or other products.
Exactly.
Right in their box of the thing that is delivered to them. For example, they buy a Zalando pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And then they open the shoes, but then on top of that box, there is a piece of paper that we actually showed. Sits there with a QR code, so you can give them a discount for the purchase of next, shoes or their internet or mobile phone or anything. And this gives a new channel to the other brands to market directly to individuals at the right moment and essentially bringing it in front of them as a new channel.
Exactly, that's what it is. And on the other side, of course, it is measured. You can see everything online in the dashboard, how packages are getting delivered, what the click-through rate, so to say, is, so the engagement rate. But on the other hand, the party who is delivering the boxes where the advertisements are in is also getting paid. So it's also a way of monetizing your own packaging since, there sometimes things are getting sent back. And what they can do is they can lower their transportation costs, their logistic costs, but also is a big advantage. They can save up credits to use for every package that they're sending. They can also buy exposure for that. So it's actually...
So essentially, it's about it creates an economy of essentially you can put papers in others' packages and others can put papers in your packages.
Benefit from that channel as well. Yes,
that's very cool.
Very important as well is that, of course, if MediaMarkt is working with us and distributing advertisements, they can obviously exclude their competitors. So
Review, for example, or Amazon.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where it is. And the cool part about it is as well, like you said, for example, telecom or internet providers, they know exactly where their clients are. But we also know all the postal codes in the Netherlands. So if you put their client's database in it and exclude it from all the postal codes, you know exactly that your competitor is there because you are not. And in competitive selling markets, this can be a very, very useful way of advertising. And you can, for example, also use it as if there are new store openings within this region, please visit our store. You can target them exactly on the postal codes, which is a very cost efficient but also efficient way of reaching people.
That's very cool. This is a very different way of thinking. For people, do you know how this idea came about? What's the process?
Definitely, because since ParcelDealz is part of LineHub, and we also have, for example, Affiliate Print. Affiliate Print is the classical insert marketing where you have flyers with, where you can say way more on that. It's colors, you can describe your product way better, but this is an addition to it if you want to target. So Affiliate Print is more the branding and activation, and ParcelDealz works in activation and also for flash sales, for example, since it is controlled and sent out in milliseconds. So if someone sends, let's say, 10 packages, in every package there can be different advertisers on it, since the criteria male, female, or postal code can differ. So every package is unique, and
so essentially it's personalized to the person that is opening it. So to that's very cool, because that's essentially Affiliate Print, what you mentioned, like insert marketing. There is a flyer that people would put whenever you open a box. There is a flyer of other marketing materials in it, but that's essentially batched, delivered to the warehouse, and then they need to put it all together, and it's an extra step of manual work that they need to do.
Very true. Yeah, and this is automated insert. So It's integrated in a process that's already existing. So it doesn't interfere much with the logistical or packing or picking process. Makes it very accessible, like you have a kind of an always on monetization of your packaging. And since the power is of course in relevance with marketing. So if we're working with Limango or MediaMarkt, for example, the ads that have been placed in there need to be relevant as well, because we want to add value. So someone who's publishing, so sending it, they can also say, it's because you bought at my store, we want to offer you a personalized, exclusive discount that is relevant for you. So you're also adding value next to, gaining money from. And relevance is key. Yeah.
So now you said like this is a relatively new concept at LineHub, right? It's already working in Germany. You're launching it in Benelux or Netherlands. What is the challenge or the challenges that you are facing on that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I definitely do, because I'm working and trying to solve them every day. The challenge is, of course, since it's a new channel, but agencies or advertisers are used to certain channels, Google Ads, display, etc. Out of home. This is actually inside home marketing. So the goal is to grow the channel as being known as being added to the media mix. So normally, you have ads, like I said, content, mail, display, etc. or TV even. But this actually also is a not yet known media that should be added to the media mix, since you can combine all these channels and enforce engagement.
So essentially marketing this ParcelDealz by itself and letting everyone know that such a thing exists, such a channel exists, is a challenge for you.
That's a challenge, but the cool thing is, since it is kind of a hybrid model, everyone knows who's in online marketing. With Google Ads you can targets, you have CPM pricing. This is how this is our earning model as well. So we are talking the same language as they speak in the known channels, but we do a different translation by delivering it physically. So actually there's a lot of layover, but it has to get in people's heads. And it has to prove itself, which is already done, of course, in Germany. But since this is a new market, Netherlands, we're building exactly these cases.
So essentially letting people know and the effectiveness of them. Essentially, people knowing such a solution exists is the challenge of you launching this product.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the nice way is that you can, like I said, speak the same language, but just convey it through a different way of delivering it.
So, understood. So this is the challenge, like people not knowing that such a thing exists. So of course they would not search for it online if they don't know such a thing exists. So then you need to proactively go and letting them know that ParcelDealz, your solution exists. What is the challenge in that?
Challenge in that is everything that's new is scary for some people. So we have to lower the boundary to give them access to this channel, to actually try it. The good thing is in the Netherlands, the spirit is quite entrepreneurial. They like to do tests, spending some budget on it. But the challenge is as well, where does the budget come from? Because they have budget for Google Ads, they have budget for display, for out of home, for TV. But this doesn't fit in a budget yet because, it didn't exist. So the challenge is convincing them that part of the normal budgets should be invested in this as part of a normal.
Understood. So essentially the first challenge is letting them know, but the moment that you're essentially having a conversation, you can speak the same language and they can understand it. But then the challenge is, if they want to decide to buy this solution or try it, where do they get the budget? Because if something doesn't exist, they didn't budget for it. So they haven't budgeted for it, and then where to get it, convincing who chips in from where, that's the challenge.
Exactly, that's the challenge. But the solution is there as well, since you can convince them that effectively you could use your Google Ads budget or your display budget, part of it, into this, since it is more or less the same. But if you're investing, for example, a lot of money in email marketing, well, if you have an opening rate of 3%, you're doing really well. We have 100% opening rate. So in this way, you can convince them that it is the same and that you could use the budget allocated to other channels.
What is the challenge that you're trying to solve in working together with Scitodate? What is the challenge that you are solving? We are trying to solve that.
No, well, definitely, I need more hands. I need time. It is, of course, cold calling, conveying the message, reaching the right people. I'm in the Netherlands, a one-man army, of course, with a lot of support from my team, as well as in Germany. Everyone supports me really, really well. But yeah, it's very cliche, but it's a numbers game. So you have to go out, reach out, and yeah, you can't seed and harvest at the same time. So what I see as the solution that you're offering us is that I can focus on, for example, publishers or advertisers, but simultaneously the reach out is being done. So it's like an extra employee combining the sources like Ample Market or other tools to make sure that we're reaching the right people and also getting the contact details, and it's completely automated, which is I have a new colleague which doesn't have a face. Well, you are the face, of course, of my new colleague, but it's working simultaneously with me, and yeah, giving me more time to focus on other important things.
So essentially what you're mentioning is that it's a lot of work because people do not know ParcelDealz. They are not going to reach out to you, so you need to reach out to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
But also there is a lot of other things that you need to do, and reaching out is a very timely and inefficient work, and is a numbers game. So you need to keep doing it, and at the same time, when the conversations happens, you need to follow the sales process afterwards. That takes priority always, right? If you have a person that you want to sell to, you want to spend time with them rather than spend timing getting new people to get new meetings.
To get the conversation, since if there is a buying signal, I rather focus on making sure that they're converting into being a paying client rather than getting the people to have this conversation. So it actually gets the first part, gets it done, unless we focus on actually converting them into paying term clients. So actually have the discussions, deliver the service, and guide them through the effectiveness of the medium.
That's very good. When would you know? Because of course we started just recently, right? When would you know that this is working and we are successful together?
Well, yeah, of course it takes time. We have to learn together as well. But since you also have AI implemented, the process is learning by itself. But for me, a success would be if I get a certain amount of qualified leads a week or a month. And it's depending on, for example, seasonality as well. So we can actually target on what is relevant at the moment. You have Black Friday, you have summer sale, stuff like that. Maybe insurance time, when people they have to switch or want to switch insurance. That is already prepared and taken care of. So I can actually, have the conversations personally, because all the other prep work is already done.
Understood. That's very cool. We are successful if you bring you in front of the right people.
Exactly.
And those people are not wasting their time, and we are not wasting their time and not your time. So essentially, fruitful conversations with the right people at the right moments. Essentially, what you mentioned, specific times in the year that is like Black Friday. Before that, you want to essentially make sure that in a timely manner sell and onboard clients that they want to promote Black Friday. If it's an insurance switching time, you want to talk to them beforehand so they have their campaigns up and running at ParcelDealz before the switching time. So essentially you can proactively think about this, what times is coming, what we should do, rather than essentially being in the weeds and busy work of reaching out to people, sending emails, answering them, or sending messages on LinkedIn and answering them. And so you essentially become if I understand it, you would be in a pilot seat rather than essentially cranking the engines.
Yes, so that's very true. Yeah, and I think it's a strategic kind of partnership where, we have to learn a lot from each other as well. And another thing is, if these leads get served on a platter, super cool. But I think what also is essential next to, besides the fact that these are qualified leads, decision makers or close to decision makers, that the information that has been, or the conversations that have been done previously before I was involved, is transferred to me in a good way. So I can actually, if the lead gets delivered,
follow up.
I want to be prepped about what the triggers were, the sales signals, what the problem is, so I can come in completely prepared and also don't have to do the research work.
Understood. That's a very cool insight, actually. This is another thing that maybe like we do it, but actually we are very much looking forward to improve on that, right? To see how we can improve the handover of the conversation so you can be more prepared. And right now, what we do, we send an email with all the conversation being done, the profile of the person, and what the sequence of conversation that led to that and what we know about the person. And we want to make sure that like we're going to work together and figure out what is the best way for you would work, and that saves your time, but also gives you confidence that when you show up in that meeting, it's not a cold conversation, it's actually a more warm conversation.
Yeah, because actually the person already talked to me without me talking to. So, it needs to, the transfer needs to be organic, because it still needs to be me talking to him, because I already did without me knowing. But we have to follow up on the previous conversations to make sure that it's a smooth process and it works organically, because, at the end, you're not doing business with companies, with people. So the personal touch and tone of voice is essential.
Understood. Cool. Actually, this brought me a good idea. I will share it with the product team to see how we can essentially improve that handover email. Maybe we can create a small bio about the person and writing it there, so you can essentially read it in that email when you know what I mean? Like before going to a meeting, say what questions you should ask, and already having it in that email.
Yeah, and the pain points have been discussed. What was the trigger? Why he actually scheduled the meeting? And maybe, so what I'm always doing is also looking into the news. Did they open a new store? Did they launch a new product? Whatever. To make it personal and also show genuine interest in it. So I think that is, being in a process.
That's a very cool idea. We started together. Tell us about your genuine experience in your onboarding. How much time did it take you offline? How much, walk us through it as genuine as possible, and let everyone know how it was, and also myself, right? So I haven't asked this question before, but let me know essentially what was the feeling, how was the experience, how was the things. Let everyone know about it.
Cool. Well, like I said before, you're not doing business with companies, but with people. So I have a very good connection with you, which made it, very smooth and open conversations. Briefing, of course, is key. So because I know about the product and I need to give you the triggers and the verticals, for example, where to focus on. But me having the information is one thing, but you asking the right questions is providing you the information you need. So I think you did that very well, very thorough research, and also asked the right questions and challenging me in the things I am saying, since you have a fresh look on it and you hear it for the first time, which is very valuable. Because I'm telling the story every day. But, asking the right questions has been done really, really well. It resulted in a proper way of reaching out and understanding our business and how we can actually help people, because that's what you're doing if you're selling. And I think that's the information that you needed. It's been created by good questioning and good listening, of course.
Walk us through a timeline. For example, like what sequence of the things that you remember happened, like for example, and walk us through that, like from your point of view, what happened.
Cool. Yeah. Well, we had the first conversation about you explaining what you can provide us with, service, and how you could help us, but also about the business itself. That was, I think, that was on a Friday before my holiday. So actually the time that it took longer due to my holiday absence, which was 1 week. So if you cut it down, Friday we had the conversation and we right away scheduled a follow-up meeting on Monday when I was back. And now it's Friday again. So it went really quick. So integrating with my LinkedIn account, etc., went really smooth. And I think my week of absence gave you the time you needed to provide the messaging and do your research thoroughly, so we could discuss it and get into next steps. And now we're live. So smooth and quick. Yeah.
So essentially, let me tell you what happened when you were on vacation. We had on Friday, of course, we talked we quickly met in the office. Before that,
sure,
we set up the meeting on Friday. before you go on vacation, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity before holidays or vacation, so much work there is. So what we did in that Friday meeting, we tried to ask as many questions from you to understand and develop an understanding and record what your product does and for what reason, what is the unique selling point of it, and for who is that. For us, it's there to extract as much understanding from your point of view, because we don't want to start from scratch. We want to essentially continue on your thought process. And then we transcribe it. We have the transcriptions fed to our AI agent to essentially create a persona of what this product is for.
Yeah.
Who should it be talked to? Like, who would be the decision maker and such, both on the company side and also on the person. So when we have this, then we create these agents that does research on companies to go and find, based on that description, the companies that best matches the criteria. It can look in different sources. So for example, in this case, we needed to look at the competition. We needed to look at different data types that is not normally the data types that we look for other companies, right? Because it's a new industry that we haven't worked in.
Yeah, it makes it more difficult, of course. Yeah.
Yes. And then when we get the people, the companies, then we have an agent that does research on LinkedIn to find the people. So it looks at per company up to 300 people, looks in through them. Essentially, if you would send it to an intern, right? Say, okay, go and find the right people based on this criteria in these companies that I have. Like, you give them 30, 40 companies that say, go and find 10 people to talk to in these companies per each company. And this goes and does 15 minutes research per company. So imagine that how much you need to follow up on your intern, right? If you would do. Of course, AI also sometimes, starts procrastinating and such, but or jumping the steps, but you need to tame it. And then when you were back, we gave you the list. But also, not only that, proposal of the messaging sequence that we want to send to them. And then we connected your LinkedIn. And on Wednesday, so you had the time to review the messaging and the people and the contacts and such. On Wednesday, we met on Monday, and on Wednesday, the campaign was up and running.
True. Yeah, and also I think the meeting on Monday was also good since you did your research, and we fine-tuned it a little bit as well. So it wasn't rough data, but it was very, very specific. But we pivoted it a little bit, but it was already in the right direction. And going live was on Wednesday, so it was quick. Yeah, definitely. So I have a new colleague now. That's
very good. Very good. Tell me about the emotions that when we were presenting to you, like both positive and negative, the fears, because this was a new thing for you, right? Give me like both positive and negative, because we want to also learn internally to improve those, right?
Of course. Yeah. One of my concerns was, since it's been communicated in my account and my name, my concern was that it would not be authentic, it would not be reflecting my personality. But that was one of my concerns, and also, of course, sharing my LinkedIn login. That was something. Okay, I was not hesitant because I trust you. I mean, otherwise business wouldn't work. So, but still, for me, that was kind of step you had to take, and especially the messaging, since it's people's business and my name is on it. But you mentioned actually to tackle that and also gave you the confidence to do it. But that was definitely one of my concerns. And the positive thing was you could take that hesitation or insecurity of mine away by guiding me through the whole process, and also saying that this is not graved in stone but can be adjusted along the way. We just have to start somewhere. And the base of starting was already good. And also, like I said, the technical understanding or the quick acceptance or understanding of our business was quite impressive. It took me a while to get it. I'm on board for 6 months now, and now, of course, I do know everything about it, but I'm still learning as well. But I think your way of sucking up all the information and getting the proposition right was done really well, and that was also because of the right questions were being asked.
So would it be Correct. I understand. This is one of the challenges that we come across, right? Because in order for us to help people to do the work in their behalf, right?
Yeah.
To make sure that we send the messages and such, by default, we need to send the messages in their behalf, right? So it's this is, but also creates a challenge, right? To be accepted. Our goal is always to prove very fast that we understand and we care about the product and the customers as much as our partners do. In case so we can essentially care about what you do, the product does, and demonstrate it by a level of understanding that we can gain very fast. Of course, we are not super humans, but we have some understanding ourselves. But we do the research, and also we let the AI do the research for us. Right? And we prepare ourselves before coming to that meeting. And our assumption is that if we show that level of care, it's much easier to address those concerns, right?
Yeah, we are. True, because it's an obvious concern, but tackling it, I mean, it's a trust thing, of course. And essentially mimicking my tone of voice into something organic done by something not necessarily organic. So that is, of course, is the whole translation thing that is needed to make it work. Yeah.
And the other thing is that essentially we have a human that answers the message.
Of course. No, true. But I mean,
yeah. So for example, like we realized actually we could let AI handle the whole thing.
Yeah.
But, having a human in the loop and having a human that at least, that someone else would
do a sanity check
and having similar feelings as a human. AI might do the work, but doesn't have the feeling yet. We don't know, we might realize that it had the feeling, but that's essentially one of the things. How can we improve? Like, do you have you thought about this? How can we do a better job?
Well, there is a human factor involved, of course, besides you, but also the person working on the background with all the data required or created by AI. For me, it would maybe also help, but we want to speed up the process or go quick, but it would maybe help to have a short meeting with the person that is doing the sanity check of the messaging. To get a face. Yeah, exactly. I think that would be one more step. Yeah, get to know the team because it's a long-term cooperation. And I would, of course, like to know, and maybe for the person itself, it's also good to know who I am, how I talk, for example, to get it even done better. Besides the trust thing and having a human factor involved.
Understood. That's a very cool idea to see. I will essentially... Actually, in the next check-ins, the person will join and actually he will report.
Cool.
Right? Well, that's a good thing, but it's essentially might be very good. Thank you very much, Luc.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Yeah, no, I think that's it. I'm just very curious and looking forward to getting the first conversations and to start optimizing the process maybe even more. But first, we need to make some kilometers maken. We need to
put some kilometers on.
Exactly. Yeah. Put some time in it. But time will tell. And I think, along the way, we will improve the process even more. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. I wish you a great day. And again, thank you for trusting us with everything. And we do our best to essentially not let you down.
I'm sure you do. No. I have faith in it. And looking forward to the next steps and the harvesting part, of course.
Have a good day.
Cool, Manny. Thank you very much.